Wow, we did it.
All right, poltergeist.
It's a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
We got this thing on lockdown.
So to recap the recap of the recap,
right? How was the recap?
We're about to fight some harpies.
Yeah.
So
and we didn't sleep.
We did not rest. And my character, I will show you my character here. I got all my stuff is marked. I've got hubris marked on my name. All my pathos is full. So normally we would rest at this point, but
right.
I've decided I want to burn bright. So mainly because I want to roll my D12 agony die against the harpies a lot. So
yeah. Fair.
We're gonna try that and see if it's real bad or if it turns out to be smart.
Yeah. So let's cut into that. Had you been resting, all of these things would have happened. You sort of would have broken your feast or woken up to a disaster, but instead you get to sort of see this play out. And that is this just, I mean, some would call it comical, others would call it cruel, but you, from your vantage point, you can see the scene of Hera's peacock, brilliant in all its radiant colors, on the crow's nest, and as soon as Ionestes comes down, it seems to be that's right when it's decided to take off, and so it flies off and it lands on the beach, and Ionestes is chasing it, courting it, wooing it. You can't tell. He's small, you're far away. Keeping it busy though. It's not fleeing. Okay. So he's accomplishing his job. Either all the sailors have just gotten sick. They seem to be clutching their chests. Maybe they've seen some like a sea serpent in the water because they keep pointing. They're rocking back. They seem occupied. Oh, and hey, Siri just thought I called her. Nope, did not. So Siri just
rises from the ocean.
Siri rises. Yeah. I'm not sure I can do that, Sean. It is a comical experience. It's a comical show. Ionestes wooing this peacock in hope for favor from Hera. For a time. It's comical up into the point where one of the sailors that you're watching, when the camera views the sailor from the ground rather than the high vantage point, we watch the sailor laughing and pointing and suddenly like disappear, like whoop, stage right or stage up as the case may be. And then we switch back to your vantage, and you can see, and you all see the winged creatures that seem to coalesce out of the fog and the storm. They had no shadows and no appearance until suddenly the storm thickened and coalesced together, and they just emerged out of it. And they're below you now, and the first has already caught a sailor in her clutches, and you can see the rivulets of blood from his shoulders pouring down as their talons have dug into his flesh. And I won't describe further.
Thank you.
But he shakes and flails and tries to fight, but is ineffectual. He cannot seem to gain any purchase, and is being carried away. And
could I shoot this thing?
Oh yeah, I mean that's what you got. You got a position. But before you shoot that one,
oh no,
you might want to shoot the one that's going to go kill Ionestes, because Ionestes is the
Uh-oh.
one keeping.
He is like failing at flirting with Hera.
Well, he's failing at flirting, but he's succeeding.
He's keeping it busy.
He's keeping it busy. So
Okay, so Sean, in terms of what we're doing, are we is this the beginning of the battle, or have we not, is something else happening first?
I think well, it's I think that depends on your take on harpies. If your take is like, yeah, they can have a few, then something else could be happening first. If your take is like, we should probably stop this, then then the battle is afoot.
Okay. I think we're all on board with starting the battle.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So a third harpy will, certainly be up to some activity as well, which I won't describe in detail, or won't describe in graphic detail rather. So
I put us on the battle page. I don't think I can do that with you, Sean, because you are a GM.
No, but
do it yourself.
in OBS. Oh, there we go. You've already switched us over. Great. And I will switch myself over to the battle page.
Yeah.
So this is the whole thing.
This is a
whole thing. Yeah, that's why I started at the very beginning of the session, so that we could walk through it. Because it's its whole own thing. So you conduct a battle when the heroes want to defeat a worthy opponent. So that's why I ask, do you care about what the harpies are doing? They are certainly a worthy opponent, but if you don't mind them feeding off a few people, you could let them be.
I mean, sometimes, but not in this particular
Not
case.
any Estes.
Yeah.
We still need him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Our sailors, I mean, I don't want to sail the boat. I don't know about you guys.
Right.
I definitely use them too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And who knows about the people? I don't know what you feel about the people of the island.
And one guy was super hot.
And we did sort of
He was real pretty.
promise to protect them, I think. Kinda.
Kinda.
I mean,
Is that not
technically.
why we're up here?
I'm not.
Well, yes.
I don't think
Right up
I'm
here.
so dishonorable that I would just totally turn my back on them.
You're at this place. I sort of want to establish the sense of proportions here. You're on this island, and you're at the sort of the closest to the highest point. I mean, you could ostensibly climb on top of the temple, but you're essentially at the highest point of the island where the temple is fixed. And within action movie fictional space,
Mhm.
you are at a place you can definitely fire an arrow at a harpy. You're also at a place where ostensibly you could run and take a leaping jump and like fly onto the back of one as it passed by. Just saying, like,
Yeah.
But you're also like hundreds of feet that you could fall onto rocky shores and like be shattered too.
Yeah.
As also a thing, right? Like you could also be broken upon the rocky ground. So lots of fun possibilities here.
Yeah.
And there was like a winding trail that was protected on its way that you could also run down and then fight the harpies on the ground if you were cautious like that.
Cool.
Um,
Yeah, so we won that advantage, and it sounds like part of that is like we can all fight them more or less in our preferred modes in the
Yes.
on the windy temple path and the temple itself.
exactly. Right.
Cool.
All right. So yes, you conduct a battle when you want to fight a worthy opponent. A battle may be fought in any domain determined by the GM. This is a battle of blood and valor.
Nice.
In our previous game, I was like, let's try a different kind of battle right off the bat. This game of being less. This game, I'm sticking with a simple one. It's a series of exchanges, and each exchange has 3 contests. First, you will maneuver, and whoever succeeds at the maneuvering roll will gain an advantage die that they can grant to someone else. If the harpies succeed, they will get an advantage die. Then you defend. Whoever succeeds. Oh, and when you succeed at maneuvering, whoever you aid, you'll grant an oath to. Sorry, they will owe you an oath.
Okay. I was like, why would I ever?
Right. Sorry.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Exactly. Why would you? Right. So when you give somebody an advantage, they get the die, but they owe you an oath. You can stand in defense of one of your heroes, one of the band, and
Or someone else.
or someone else, right? You in this case, you have several innocent people that you could protect, and when you defend someone, you protect them from gaining a pathos, or sort of within the narrative, you can also protect them from being carried off, and they owe you an oath when you protect them as well. And finally, you can take action, and you have a choice of. Right now, we're calling. Just action or bold action, and with bold action, you suffer pathos, you suffer harm or weakness, or you exert yourself, but you inflict additional pathos if you succeed in the action. So you're taking a risk, but you'll do more if you succeed. And before we roll any of those, you will all decide what action, where you want to be, what action you want to take, maneuver, defense, or action, or what exchange you want to be involved in. And you can discuss it. You can pick it silently. Yeah.
So, question. Hogne obviously wants to stay on top of this cliff and shoot arrows. What does that translate to in terms of maneuver?
It could be any of those, depending on what you want to accomplish with shooting.
Yeah, I think you could impede the harpies by shooting into one of their wings and slowing them down, by shooting just past their face and distracting them, by pinning someone to the wall so they can't be carried off. Or to the boat or some other structure.
Or you can just shoot harpies and choose action and do damage to the harpies.
Yeah, but I think that you were saying if you wanted to do a maneuver. Is that?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I just had a bit of dissonance because the last time we played it was maneuver, then hit a thing, and then there was like
now you'll just do
right.
Now it's just
Yep.
Now I have four choices.
You have four choices.
There's no phases here.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it. I know you literally just explained this to me.
No, it's okay.
Now I understand.
You have the disadvantage of playing a previous version, so you have to hold both of those in your head.
Got it.
If we were playing it face to face, we would all take little D4s and we would set the D4 to the number that we wanted to do. And then that would be like that'd be a little indicator, like I'm gonna do 3, I'm gonna do 1, whatever your
got it.
Is. In this case, you have these cool little icons that John made.
Yeah, we have little tokens.
And you can. So each of you should select a token color, so we know who is who.
I'm green, and I want to shoot harpies.
I'm red. What are you gonna be, Aaron?
Hang on. Where are the tokens?
They're
I realized
to the right of.
They're in. You are not in Roll20.
I'm getting there. I realized like, I never logged in. Oh, this is cool. Oh, I will be purple.
It's like, what do you mean? Where are the tokens?
What's going on? What am I doing?
All right.
I will move the other tokens away so they don't confuse us.
Yes. So you will now grab your token and choose either to move it to. I'm going to move Adrastos just as a show and tell. If Adrastos wanted to maneuver, he would be moved to this little section, saying he's going to do maneuver. If you want to defend, he would go to this section. If you want to take action, he would go here. If you want to take bold action, he would go here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. And I will return Adrastos. So.
Yeah, so you can. There's several ways to play this. Groups will have to make up their minds on how they want to do it. Like you can do like secret selection and then reveal if you want to be like really chaotic and maybe bluff your fellow heroes like, oh yeah, sure, I'll help you, and then not do it. Or plan out everything together ahead of time and make like optimal choices and stuff. We haven't come down really hard on how we want the game to work there. So, in like with Naja, like if you want to be like, yeah, no, I'm fighting harpies, I'm gonna go ahead and put my thing on 3. Like that's totally fine because now we have information that the two of us can make decisions. Like, and it's a little brinksmanship too because you're like, I'm not protecting INSDs, so one of you has to do it. So,
yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I am going to do that because I just had an oily dance with him in the temple.
Yeah.
And-
Right.
If you know what I mean. And
We do.
I basically told him to go down and do this thing for us, and he followed through and did it. So I feel responsible.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna charge down the hill and stand between him and the harpies, protect him.
All right. Excellent. So, Marika, Karen, what would you like to have Marika do?
Man, I mean, I would love to do like a fastball special and just stab them in the sky. But
Yeah, I mean that sounds cool. That sounds like bold action to me.
yeah, I mean,
Or just
can I jump and
Yeah,
get one?
yeah.
They're kind of within jumping distance.
I mean,
You're a
they-
demigod.
Yeah, I like
True.
if I like got a good running start off of a cliff or something, I could
As-
ideally
as
land slicing through a harpy and like be fine.
So first, as I envision the temple, it's totally open. There's these big pillars that hold the ceiling, but the temple itself is just open to the elements. So running and leaping out of it is totally like it was made for it. Second, are they in range? I mean, when they fly close, you're a long jumper, probably. I mean, yes, it seems like a perfectly appropriate and awesome action to take. Could you land safely? I mean, why not? Maybe. So I would say yes, all the way.
Just roll high.
Just roll well.
Sure.
Yeah.
So to me, that sounds like bold action because
Yeah,
it's
let's do it.
you're willing to suffer pathos to have additional effect.
So here's another
Yes.
detail that we may have glossed over. When multiple heroes choose the same category, so in this case, Marka and Hogne will both be doing actions. Whoever, it's a contest, and whichever hero wins is the one who does the thing.
Yep.
Mm.
Just like a normal contest.
Yeah, these are all like, if multiple people are in category 1, everyone competes, and the highest person does maneuver. And if multiple people are in category 2, everyone competes, and the highest one is the defender. So it's still competitive as we go through here. One winner from each thing will be the person who does that thing.
Right.
I see. So optimally, I would do maneuver.
That is a way to optimize our group. However, 2
I'm not
people
gonna-
in attack means we have 2 chances as heroes to harm the harpies, and
So
not just hope that one of you succeed.
But so when you say whoever wins does the thing, this does not mean that the person that doesn't win does not do the thing?
If no heroes beat the harpies in a category, the harpies win that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But if both Marka and I beat the harpies, we both do damage.
Only the best of you does damage.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
It's just like a regular contest in this regard. So if you both beat them, you'll both gain glory, but the winner will gain glory. The person who just won will just get 1 glory, but the person who rolled best will get the glory equal to whatever the harpies rolled, and they'll have the effect. They'll get to do. They'll do their actions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
So as it stands right now, the harpies will win the maneuver because nobody's contesting them. So they will have an advantage die over you. Then we'll roll defense, and then we'll roll action. Because Marika is taking bold action, she'll suffer 1 pathos right off the bat before any rolls are made. But if she wins,
that's fine.
pathos is great. Just it's showing the rigor that your heroes have endured. But if she wins, she'll inflict 2 pathos on the harpies instead of 1, which Hogne will not take pathos will not be beat up, but if she rolls best, she'll only inflict 1.
So here's my thought, Sean. So when we do this, we do them in order 1, 2, 3, 4. Since the harpies are automatically winning the maneuver here because we're not opposing them, they're flying around and positioning. But we already have a maneuver advantage die from our previous contest.
You have a positioning advantage die, yeah.
Could we say that that's a wash right now, and we don't get to use our advantage die, and they don't gain an advantage die?
That's what I was.
Is that fair?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah. I think typically when you have contests over advantages, it's either to gain an advantage for one isn't present or to remove one when one is. So they're essentially fighting a contest with you to remove your advantage over them, and you're not fighting them back.
We're not opposing them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool, that makes sense.
So your positioning is efficient, but their ability to fly, sort of disappear in and out of the fog, appear anywhere they want, makes it so that you're an equal footing there.
Cool.
Or equal winging. What equal?
No.
So, but before we go through it,
vetoed.
No.
Not.
Yeah, my attempts at meme creating are always pathetic. No, pathetic. So, are we cool with this? Are we happy with this setup now that we know kind of the implications of that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Although I feel I will lose to Marika, but I want to.
I don't know.
Never know.
Let's see.
I mean, you don't know, but
Past experiences would lead you to.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So we start with 1, the maneuver. As we've described, mechanically what happens is you have this great positioning on them, and I think the moment you're announced, the moment the sailors cry up to you to save them, and the harpies, and the first arrow flies, and the harpies fly up high and circle around the temple, again they sort of disappear in and out of the fog. Defense.
That's me.
Adrastos.
Mm-hmm.
You wish to defend. You wish to defend Ionestes in particular?
Yeah, so as you were describing the sailors kind of laughing at Ionestes and struggling with the peacock and stuff, and we get that sense that in the fog, they're coming down and the harpies are about to attack. Adrastos breaks into a run and comes out of the off the temple path onto the beach, with his shield and spear. And as the first sailor gets grabbed and the harpy swoops towards Ionestes, Adrastos tries to leap between the peacock and Ionestes and hunker down so that they're all curled up under the shield. So one end of the shield drives into the sand, and he pushes Ionestes down on top of the bird. So we're all in this little huddled under the shield. Yeah.
Right. I think the camera angle shows the Talon's first harpy flying down, and it's just Ionestes paralyzed, and then we cut to you leaping, and if you succeed, that's we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll know what happens. I like this. I like this a lot.
I'm going for everybody, including the peacock, because I want to use my daring. So instead of just standing and fighting the harpy, I want to basically put everyone under including a wild Hera bird. But that won't be a problem. That's going to be fine.
I'm sure that'll be great. Cool. So I will roll first to set your target.
All right.
I'm going to roll my D6 to start, my D6 of strife. The harpy's blood and valor is D10. Their strengths are daring and precision. And I am going to roll their precision because they're real good at diving and picking people like picking the one grape off of a vine. They just want to snatch INSTs up. In particular, maybe I wouldn't roll precision for just a sailor, but they're going after INSTs in particular. So yeah, so I'll roll all that stuff.
They're very nasty.
They're very nasty. Yeah, they have divine favor of their own, but let's just see how this goes right now. So
yeah, exactly.
don't need to pull out all the stops just yet. So 2d6 plus 2d10. Oh, and their name, which is a d10. So I'm rolling 2d6 plus 3d10. Keep one.
No problem.
No,
this is fine. Everything is fine.
Everything's fine.
Hey, your target is merely a 9.
Nice. I have a D10. I can technically beat that.
Yeah, the glory at stake is 9.
Sweet.
If you succeed, if you beat them, then you'll that's how much you'll gain. And
all right.
Yeah.
So I am rolling my name, my blood and valor of D8, my name of D6, my blood and valor of D8, my daring of D10. And that I immediately take Pathos because one of those is marked Hubris. And I'm out. I can't take any more Pathos, so I immediately take a Fate. Dead. So I'm up to 6 Fate now. And I am not going to spend Divine Favor before my roll. Maybe I will, actually. It's super
spend
cheap.
it to roll your Pathos. Yeah.
I'm going to spend 1 to roll my D12. Agony die.
Yeah.
Plus 1, 12. Not 1s12, 1d12.
1s12 is for the
That's the secret die.
secret die.
Okay, versus a 9. Here we go. Okay, I got a 6 on my d6. I can explode that. That's about like better than 50-50.
Yeah.
All right, so I can spend one divine favor. I will explode my d6. 6. I got a 6 again.
Nice.
Which is a 12. It explodes again technically, but I don't need it.
Yeah. If someone else was competing against you and they rolled higher, then it might be worth.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So I fucking rock and roll here and get in the way as the harpy's claws come down, and it's using its precision, right? So I'm going to modify my move slightly. I'm going to bait it. I'm going to protect me and the peacock first and lag for a moment. And as the harpy snatches around the shield towards INSTs, I grab him by the tunic and yank him behind the thing at the last moment to bait their attack, and then whew,
nice, awesome. Yeah. I don't know, like raccoons prying into trash. Their claws, she quickly grabs hold of your shield, and it does seem like she's gonna flip it over, pry it open and get behind it. But you when her razor fast talon clutches for INSTs, he is not there. It just snaps in the wind, and
nice,
lovely. And there's a horrific shriek of anger and frustration, and many lesser heroes are holding their ears and are averting their eyes. The rage possessed by these harpies, especially this one who has just lost her prey.
And I get 9 glory, which doubles my glory. So I will take that.
And you can defend, and you're defending INSTs. So INSTs owes you an oath.
That is true. I will write him on my sheet.
Yeah. And you took fate for rolling.
Yes, I did.
Your pathos, and now since you won, you have to mark hubris,
which I cannot do.
which you cannot do. So you take more pathos, which you
All-
cannot do. So you take fate.
So I take fate again. Nice. Only one more fate till I get my advance.
Nice.
Then,
Right.
then I'm gonna slow it down if I can.
Mhm.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
So attack. Guess what? There was one harpy untethered by mortals, because she is diving for you. I think when Marika is running, leaping, and flying at them with two swords drawn, is that accurate?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, that's the plan. It's gonna work.
Yeah, it's gonna work great.
Yeah.
And so the swift harpy is going to attempt to turn and catch you in her clutches.
That's right where I want her, so I can stab better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
This
I
is
think-
all
I think
going
it's-
according to
I
plan.
think it's two talons versus two swords, and we'll see. And
sure.
and one arrow, or maybe many arrows, but arrows are flying as well. So I will roll their roll, and then I'm gonna make their roll, and then that'll be a target for both of you.
Gotcha.
So let's see what they've got. So I'm gonna pretty much same pool to start with. Roll 2d6 plus their name of d10 plus the blood and valor of d10, and I have to decide whether or not they're using one of their strengths of daring or precision. I don't think precision, but I do think daring, because she's going to charge straight at you. You know, she sees you, and it becomes, instead of her previous target, she's flying into the face of a demigod, and her talons are, and she's sort of heedless of the fact that her wings might be cut by your swords. Yeah. So it's going to be a nice sort of brutal pull again. But that's more glory for all of you. And that's a 10.
Okay.
And I'm going to spend a divine favor to explode that 10.
Must you?
No, I don't have to, but kind of wanna.
Super rude.
That's extremely rude.
So that's an 18.
Just an 18.
Just an 18. Now, here's the good news.
Who wants 18 glory?
Who wants 18? Right?
How bad do you want it?
Whoever gets this wins 18 glory.
Okay.
That's pretty juicy. Right off the bat, before any rolls are made, Karen, you're going to mark one. You're going to mark one pathos for Marika because you're taking a bold action,
Cool.
and you can now use that if you want.
Yep.
By spending a divine favor to roll that pathos die, which is
Yeah, I will.
how big is your pathos die right now?
D10.
D10. Okay. Do you have anything marked with hubris right now?
Cunning
Cunning.
and craft and reason.
So if you decided to use cunning in this,
Mhm.
you would mark another pathos, which would take you up to D12, which would make you mark one of your fate. So you'd be getting closer to your doom. But when you spent that divine favor to roll your pathos die, you'd be rolling a D12 instead of a D10. Totally.
I mean, is it really cunning to try to jump at a harpy and slash at it in the sky? I mean, I would do that, but I want to be like true to the system.
It sounds more daring to me, which is
I don't have daring.
right. But
I've got authority and cunning.
But it is always in your purview to decide which strengths you want to bring in, and then just describe them. And you describe the cunning action, and if you just don't feel like it fits, then that's fine. Don't use it. But
Yeah.
it's
There
it's
is
totally
a built-in cost though in the system, so it's not like you get it for free or something.
Right.
Mhm.
But it's up to you to describe it. If you don't want to do that, then that's totally fine.
Yeah.
If it's a stretch, then don't.
Does the blade of your sword glint off the sun and blind the harp and blind the the harpy for a moment.
I mean, that wasn't my plan. My plan was pretty much jump and stab and then
cool.
figure it out from
That's
there.
Yeah, go for it.
And Hogne, the same thing. You'll roll your name plus blood and valor plus any strengths you find appropriate, and you do have. We should go over the options for divine favor.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Got a bunch of them. So you can spend 1 divine favor to roll your pathos die, and if you have ways of increasing your pathos die by rolling something marked with hubris. For instance, you can get that pathos die as high as you can get it before you spend the divine favor to roll it. You can spend 2 divine favor to add in another trait. So, for instance, if you were already rolling, Karen, if you were already rolling cunning and you also wanted to roll authority, you could, or craft and reason, or arts and oration, or any other trait. You could spend 2 divine favor and roll those.
But I mean, I have to have a die in that trait.
Yes, you have to have that.
Yeah.
So, and you can spend 3 divine favor to add in a god die, a blessing from the gods, which is just always a d12. And yeah, then you get some d12 action. You can also spend it after the roll to explode dice, or to avoid taking pathos, or to re-roll dice as well. So,
And we all start with full favor, correct?
yeah, you all start with 10 favor because you're all demigods. So
Gotcha.
you got a lot of it. Also, you have oaths, and when you call in an oath, you can make someone lend you one of their strengths. Like you could, for instance, make Adrastos lend you his daring. You know, if he owes you an oath, and then he's got to give you that D10 die.
Oh, damn.
Got it.
By spending an oath, or you can make someone suffer pathos for you, or you can make someone
Follow your lead.
Or you can make someone give you one of their divine favor.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll my name die.
Okay.
Blood and valor.
Yep.
I'm gonna spend divine favor to roll my pathos.
Cool.
Can I also throw in authority?
If you spend, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can always throw in a strength. And if you wanted to throw in 2 strengths, you could spend 2 divine favor to throw in an additional one. But yeah.
I'm going to see how it goes with just this.
Okay.
So what am I typing again? I'm typing /roll/R.
R or roll. Either one is fine.
And then all the stuff in.
And then a space and curly brackets. All the dice you're rolling. And curly bracket K1.
Got it. Just give me a second. This is definitely going to work.
Totally. This is an 18.
You're Marika, just believe.
Totally fine.
Totally fine.
I think wincing.
All right. Your total is 7. I think that's all the. Yep.
Yeah.
Why you gotta be, die?
I know those 2d8 let you down.
God damn
It do be like that though.
You could spend 3 divine favor to reroll all of them.
I don't know if my odds are that great of like doing better.
No.
Against 18, it's pretty rough. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can also wait to see what Hogne gets. Like
Sure.
Your choice of divine favor you can play the like. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait this out. This is not looking great. This was a bad plan. I'm realizing midair.
It was a bad plan.
I regret nothing except this last thing.
Okay, so Hogne, I am rolling my name at a d6, blood and valor at another d6. I'm going to roll my precision at a d8. And I think I'm going to spend the 3 divine favor to call on Artemis.
Nice.
And tell her to let my arrow fly true. I don't know if she's talking to me right now, but we're gonna find out.
Yeah.
I mean,
Play to find out.
you haven't like actively pissed her off on this island. As opposed to
Yet.
both Hera and Zeus.
I don't know.
Actually, nah, you guys are fine. You have it.
Well,
Yeah.
we shall see. Okay.
That's a start.
Okay, there's a start.
All right.
That's
Yeah.
actually so. Here's an
Explode
interesting
that.
I
Yeah.
could.
two oh no, you don't have the second six is on the D12. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So,
that's no good. Artemis
Um,
doesn't know me right now. It's fine.
yeah, Artemis gave you mediocre results. So you could explode that. You could also spend 3 divine favor to reroll all the dice but the 6, and then explode any of them. And you can do that in kind of any order you want. So if you
I'll spend the 1 to explode.
Cool.
Right? It's 1.
it's just
Yeah.
one.
I'll spend the 1 to explode and see. I mean, it's not likely.
Get that 6.
It's, I don't know.
And then another one after
Nope.
that.
No. All right. So you got a
So
total of
that's a
7.
7.
You're tied at 7s.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go any further than that because they have an 18.
Yeah.
That is rough.
All right.
Because somebody spent some
I mean,
divine
to be
favor.
fair, if I didn't spend the divine favor, I just wasted divine favor.
It's true.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
you would have won
I could've
anyway.
I would have won with a 10.
Yeah.
So you should be happy.
Okay.
I mean, in a way, I'm depleting my resources here.
Yeah, exactly.
That's definitely
We're
it.
winning.
So Hogne, you come to no physical harm, but
I'm chilling.
It is of great dismay, I believe, when the harpy just catches your arrow in the air and shatters the shaft.
Oh,
with her
bummer.
talon.
Okay, bitch. All right.
Right. So you suffer 1 pathos. You suffer pathos for this defeat.
Rough tokes.
Marika, your pathos looks a little different.
Mhm.
I think you catch her, and we have this whirlwind battle of claw and sword and this sort of wrestling in the air. It's not so definitive as to say that she clearly bests you, but
Mhm.
she has these wings that give her these advantages that
And we're in the air,
you're
so
in
that
the
would be
air.
an advantage to
And,
have.
um,
Yeah.
she just rakes you across the rocks
Oh, bummer.
and casts you down. And you suffer another pathos.
Ooh, okay. That puts me at a D12.
Yep. So lessers. So when you reach D12, lesser heroes would crumple and fold. You are not. So you kind of are left off scene for a moment. We'll see next time when you get up and sort of pick yourself back up again.
Cool.
But you suffer 1 fate for hitting.
Got it. Yep.
And then you could decide to say, "Whoa, that's not worth it." But
Oh, I'm I think I was able to advance. Oh no, we advanced automatically last time. We all got like 4 fate and
you got 4 fate because you are a demigod, and you
Yeah.
lose that advance. You don't that the demigod kind of cuts off that advance.
right. Okay.
Nice. Okay, so the Malatia is out trying to sort of bring the people inside, trying to get people outside of the range of the harpies. One of your sailors has just disappeared, carried off. He's sorry. Ionestes is terrified behind the shield. You hear him whispering something to Theodostos. It sounds like the cooing words of love.
Is that a fact?
Yeah.
Interesting.
The sort of calming balm. If you had time to listen, perhaps it would move you.
He's whispering to me, not the peacock. Hard to tell.
Hard to tell.
Okay.
You're all huddled very close.
I'm not assuming anything at this point.
That shield is not that big.
No.
And excellent. So we go into the second round. Hey, Lavender.
Hey, what's up?
All right.
I would like to turn turn the tables here and leap out and start attacking behind my shield. That's my plan. So I'm gonna throw myself in the action zone. I guess I could go bold, but man, that's gonna be really nasty for me. So let's do that. Okay. Let's go bold.
Let's do that. Okay, great. Sounds good.
Okay, let me first think about what I would do and then try and figure out what that looks like on this map. She crushed my arrow.
Mm-hmm.
This
Not
is
Splendors.
Yeah, that's super rude. I think Hagne's had a very long day.
You didn't get a chance to rest. This just happened.
And not get a chance to sleep. And nobody likes Hagne, but they especially don't like her when she hasn't had any time to sleep. It's fine. I'm Chase. It's okay. And I'm going to
there.
I'm going to leap at this harpy.
Yeah.
And throw my bow over her head such that the string is at her neck. And I would like to drag her to the ground. And we're going to slug it out.
Cool. Nice.
I'm not good at this, but yeah.
You're a hero. You're a big damn hero. Is this a maneuver? It sounds like.
I think it's a maneuver. I want to get an advantage over them.
Cool. You don't know their hidden strengths yet because you haven't researched this monster, but this maneuver, succeed or fail, will reveal something about them.
Okay.
So you'll no matter what, you'll sort of learn a truism about these harpies.
A science maneuver.
Yes.
So
it's research.
Garrett.
It has
everybody knows that.
Built-in advantage, even if you fail it. What do you think, Aaron? Oh, Marika, do you want to defend?
Oh man, I don't know.
When she rises from the rocks,
somebody's got to help NESTs, so but you don't have to.
Oh, I don't. I mean,
he's not in direct danger right now.
Is he okay? Okay.
I mean, he's not.
I guess if I fall to the harpy in front of me, he'd be in danger again. But I'm going to fight it. So,
yeah. You can protect one of your teammates at this point, or you can protect one of the people. But INSCs is not in direct danger at this point. If you wanted to defend one of the people of the island, they would really appreciate that.
Sure. I'll come to their rescue.
Cool.
I mean, I am a hero, I guess.
You are a hero.
Supposedly.
I mean, I've got this giant wound right now that's a little annoying.
Excellent. Okay, wonderful. Maneuver. So another leap, a bound from the temple, and the harpy, who I think you're doing. Hagné, does it make sense that you'd be leaping on the harpy that just sort of thrashed Marika against the rocks? Because
if that is whoever crushed my arrow,
yeah, it's definitely that one.
I will do my utmost.
Cool. So you have this moment of timing when the harpy is dove down and sort of raked and dove down with Marika, and then it's swooping back up, and you kind of have it as it's slowing, as it's reaching the top of its rest. You have this opportunity to leap out against it. They are attempting to. They're shrieking, and just it's so loud and painful that it's just causing many people to cower. And then when someone sort of shrieks down, hunches down, they're defenseless against them. They're defenseless against the claws. So they're sort of trying to overwhelm everyone with her cries. Let's see how they do at that. I'm going to roll. In this case, I'm not using one of their strengths, I don't believe. I'm just going to roll their name, their blood and valor, and the strife and normal die. So I have a slightly smaller pool than I've been rolling. You can thank John for the deadliness of these harpies, by the way.
Oh, I am.
This is all. Oh my goodness. All them dice, and I got a 3.
Ah, sorry.
And before I
I'm
roll
sorry.
all ones,
I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, it stinks to not get a lot of glory, but it stinks less than losing. So
True.
it do be like that though.
I do.
Okay, so I'm rolling my name at D6, blood and valor at D6. And I think as I'm observing the like parabolic arc of this harpy's movement, there's some calculation there. Hagme is no dummy, and she is going to use her weight and momentum at the exact right moment as dictated by physics or geometry or whatever ancient Greeks would have known about these
trigonometry, sure.
Yeah.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, there's some like Pythagorean theorem like flying through her head, and like there's some sort of hypotenuse. And
I like the idea that we see for like a moment through Hagne's eyes, and we see like these dotted lines, you know, like you would see in like in a Looney Tunes cartoon, like, you know, right? Like, but it's just like her vision of like, okay, this is how it's gonna work.
And I'm gonna add in my cunning.
Cunning sounds great.
And yay!
Boom!
I win.
Nice.
Against a 3.
All right, so you're gonna get 3 glory. You gain a D8 advantage die that you can give to anyone you want on any of their rolls. Tell them before the roll though, because they'll owe you an oath and they'll roll it with their pool. So you give it to either Marika or to Adrastos. It's lost at the end of the exchange, so don't hold on to it.
Right.
You get to glory. You will mark hubris in one of the things that you rolled. And if you can't, you'll mark fate. And it works. It works. Do you want to describe this action?
Yeah. So this harpy is trying to drag Marika across rocks and whatnot. And as she's doing that, Hagne jumps from the temple right as the harpy is in the downswing and catches her over the head with the bow such that the string is at her throat, and like adds her momentum to both the harpy's downswing on her flying and Marika's like dead weight. plows his harpy face first into the ground.
So wonderful. Yeah. The harpy, of course, was like, it had been screeching, and the screech is just cut off completely as their windpipe is obstructed. And they try to get their bearings and flounder. And until you just crash into the beach below, and they are covered in wet sand. And as they try to get up and shake it off, you hold them, you hold them steady, and they seem clumsy and awkward here on the ground, whereas they were graceful and elegant and nearly impossible to pin down in the air. And she's furiously trying to get free of you because it's as though the ground itself is an anathema to her. So you have that advantage die, and you also have learned that the harpies have a special ability called Arrow Swift. When they have room to fly, harpies can only be struck in combat by bold actions. And those bold actions only do 1 pathos to them instead of 2. So they effectively take 1 less pathos than they would, only when they're in the air, however. This one you have pinned down, at least for now, does not have that advantage, as they're clumsier on the ground. So, worth knowing, That is their strength. You would have discovered it in a very unfortunate way had you won the last round. And you're like, cool, I caught her with an arrow, and it'd be like, well, she ducks out of the way because
I think narratively, given that Marika is no longer like on this unfortunate joyride, I feel like I'm giving the advantage die to Marika.
Yeah, sure. I'll take the die.
All right. So
you owe me, mind you.
Fair.
Yes. So Hogne, write down that Marika owes you an oath.
What does that put me at, like 3 or 4 oaths to you?
3. I have 3 mom oaths. I'm so excited.
Actually, those oaths in. They're like free strengths. Whenever you want them, you can be like, oh, I'm going to use Marika's authority, or I'm going to use Hogne's precision, and it doesn't cost the other person anything. There's zero cost to using those oaths. So, by all means, bring them in. Okay, Marika, you said you wanted to defend a townsperson.
Yeah. So, I get this screaming harpy off of me.
Yeah.
Thanks there. And dust myself off a little bit. Wince in a heroic fashion at my wounds, but obviously that they mean nothing to me. And hear the cry of pathetic villagers in need.
Mm-hmm.
And will I guess try to. I mean, are they being actively attacked by some of the harpies right now?
Yeah. There's one harpy that just sort of was just tussling with you. There's one that is engaged with Ionestes and Adrastos and the peacock. And there's one more that had pulled a sailor off, but is returned. They move very fast. As return, and also they move very fast, and also it's worth noting that that exchanges in Agon are not like combat rounds. Like, we can elide time as much as we need to. So the next time we see Marika, that's when she's had a chance to like climb up out of the rocks, dust herself off,
right? And
now she sees that the third one is plummeting towards Melatia and the villagers that she's sort of herding into their homes.
So how is me doing a defense action if I'm defending somebody else? How is that different than attacking?
You won't harm them. You'll just keep the people from getting
Got it.
eaten. So far, you've lost one of your sailors. It's not so bad. You've protected Ionestes. You're about to lose some villagers.
Okay.
And you can stop that.
Yep. All right. I will go protect a villager.
Cool.
And, by trying to do some fancy sword work that will keep the harpies from advancing.
Sounds great.
A lot of cool sword flippy stuff.
Do that sword flipping. Let me roll for the harpy.
Yep.
So you know your target.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be rolling their name, their blood and valor, and it's not really daring to go after a peasant, and they don't actually care which one they're going after. So I'm not going to roll their precision or their daring. So we'll roll this. Ooh.
Oh, God.
Well, the GM dice are back.
I mean, let's put it this way. So much glory at stake right now.
So I can always spend divine favor after the fact to explode things. So we'll just see how that goes.
You can. I have to decide whether I wanted to explode that 10 though first before.
Do you?
I mean, I have to decide. I don't have to do it. They have.
It's just a villager.
It's just a villager.
They don't even go here.
You
Oh,
you are right. It's just a villager. They don't care that much about this one villager. That's a good thing. That's a good point. No, we'll just call this just a 10.
okay.
Nothing to it. It hurts me in my soul not to roll this, but it's the right choice.
Yeah, they're gonna need that divine favor to defend themselves in a second when I go. Fucking on them.
Yeah, exactly.
And don't forget
you
your
need that divine favor to tear apart the man that kept them from their prize.
So wait, I'm at a D12 pathos. I can keep spending divine favor to
Roll that
spend
d12. Yeah.
Yep.
It's just if you would take pathos again, if you would take it, you will take fate instead. So you're at the point right now where you've been battered enough that you're actually starting to diminish your long-term history, but you're also getting closer to being greater at the same time. You spiral upwards. The death spiral is a positive one in this game.
Is it?
You advance your stuff, you get bigger dice.
Cool.
You get cooler.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna roll my name, blood and valor, authority, and then spend a divine favor to roll my agony.
Cool.
And your
12.
D8.
Yes,
That's
and your
your
D
D8.
advantage.
And my thank you.
Now, you're rolling your authority. Is that marked with hubris right now?
It is not.
Okay, cool. Then that's great. Do you want to call in any oaths?
No, I'm good right now.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna defend the hell out of this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or not.
Or not.
Wow.
1d6. Yep.
Those dice let you down.
Dice let you down. You could spend 3 divine
Son of a
favor.
bitch.
You
Nope.
could spend 3 divine favor to reroll all of them if you wanted to.
No, not doing that.
Okay.
Sorry, villagers.
Sorry, villagers. Yeah, you watch.
Damn it. This is not going well, y'all.
I know.
No, it's bad.
It's harpies are nasty.
You watch Melatia, the leader of the Miners of Cryos,
No.
the person who's protecting the other people. You watch her be overwhelmed by
No.
one of these harpies, and they carry her off. You suffer. This hurts your heart as you see yourself failing the people, and they carry her up. They fly up with her. You're not sure what they're going to do. They might crash her against the rocks as well, as they did you. And she shouts to you, "Get the people! Save the people!" But her shouts are lost in the storm and the winds. And this, if not your mortality, certainly her mortality flashes before your eyes, and it wears at you. You suffer pathos, which means in this case you gain faith.
I have a quick question.
True.
So in this graphic, there are little sticky things that seem to imply where you can spend dice that you earn in the first maneuver and defense phase.
Mm-hmm.
It implies that I should not have been able to give an advantage die to Marika because she's in defense. Is that true?
That is a problem with the graphic.
Got it.
It should. You should be able to do that. Yes.
Right.
The graphic is lying to you.
Yep. It's pointing. Yeah. Advantage die goes to action.
There needs to be a little one pointing into defense also.
Action. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
yep.
Cool.
Thank you for catching that.
Yeah, that's good.
That's an easy graphic thing easy thing to miss. Groovy. All right, Adjustos.
Yeah.
You.
So this harpy, like I think you said, a raccoon, is grappling my shield and pulling it up and away. So,
or like a can opener. Yeah.
Yeah. So I am going to do 2 things because I'm
cool.
I'm bold and whatnot.
You are bold.
I'm gonna go with it and shield punch the harpy because it's pulling on the shield, and I'm gonna suddenly stop resisting and smash it.
Right.
To throw it off and slip out of the shield's strap at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And then whirling 180 degrees, I let my spear fly because, thanks to Hogne's maneuver, we know that a harpy pinned down to the earth loses its protection.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of, I'm going to act like I'm going to attack this one flying above me, but instead I bash it away and then throw my spear at the one that's pinned under Hogne's bow.
I was to say, there we go. That's the only one that is pinned. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it moves so fast that there's just a flurry of feathers and talons in your face for a moment, and it attempts to shred this shield away from you. And let's see if how threatening it is in doing that. I am gonna roll the same pool, and yeah, I think I feel good about this. I don't feel like what they're doing is either very precise, they're just clawing away at you, and nor is it particularly daring. Yeah. So I'm gonna roll the same pool I've been, their base pool. 8. Okay.
Nice. So first I take Pathos because I'm doing a bold action.
Yep.
Which I can't take. I'm full, so I take Fate instead. That gives me an advance because I hit my 8th Fate.
Nice.
So I can now raise a domain or a strength. So I could raise my daring to D12, which would be pretty crazy. I could raise my blood and valor to a D10, which I think is what I'm going to do instead.
Cool.
So I will now end blood and valor. Change my die pool here to a D10. So I have currently my name, my D10 blood and valor, my D10 daring, and I'm spending a divine favor to roll my 1d12 Pathos.
Awesome.
It's an 8. That feels pretty good. I was gonna call on my oath with Hogne to use her cunning because I obviously am using her cunning. And we had the chance to do 2 harm to the harpies with this attack.
You do.
So I feel like it's kind of important. I'm gonna do it. I mean, I have a really good die pool, but you never know. I have 1 oath with Hogne, as I recall. That's what's on my sheet anyway. So I will add your cunning to my pool, Hogne, which is 1d2.
No, I think Hogne's cunning is D8.
No, it's a D8.
Oh, sorry.
Only you went all in.
Only I went all in. That's right. Okay, so name, blood and valor, daring, Hogne's cunning, and my agony, D12. All right, that's my pool. Come on, 2 damage. We got this. Oh! Okay, so
Oh my lord.
good news.
Good. Is there a 6?
I rolled a 6.
Yes.
I rolled a 6 on my D6.
Yes, there you go.
So
There you go.
I can explode that for 1.
Right.
I mean, 3 divine
No
favor
sense.
to reroll this amazing die pool is pretty cheap.
But
It's-
1 to almost certainly get it. I mean,
yeah.
you just
Let's start there.
start there.
I'll spend another divine favor. Roll the D6.
The odds are in your favor. Not that that's not. There
Okay,
you go.
Got it. So that's a 10. It's 8 glory.
Yeah.
And yeah, arcing through the air, slicing the air with the silver tip of the spear. A thrumming hum as the weapon is released. And the bullet time shot there. It's like right when Hogne like arches her back and leans back with the bowstring, so the harpy's breast is exposed, and we see the silver spear like pierce directly through the feathers, and maybe like pin it to the beach. So it's thrashing, pinned by the spear and Hogne's bow. So
I think Hogne was behind the harpy.
yeah.
So I also love the image that the spear sort of just narrowly doesn't impale Hogne as well.
Yeah, it's like
It sounds like you borrowed my precision and not my cunning. But
that's
whatever.
true, actually. in hindsight, it was your precision that mattered the
It's
most.
the same dice.
I think that my interpretation of that was that you were using sort of Hogne's setup. The fact that Hogne had this.
It was like I didn't get the advantage die, so I'm sort of getting it anyway by using her cunning move.
Yeah.
However, that means I'm best. I have to mark hubris, which I can't do because I'm full. So now I have an important decision to make. So I've hit my first advance. I only have 4 left on my first fate track, which is pretty far down the road. I could, before this next bit gets resolved, I could spend a fate to remove all my current hubris. That's a thing you can do with fate. Because I'm going to take one anyway. So I could spin that fate to uncheck my marks of hubris so I'm not burning so hot. I'm still going to be burning on Pathos, but I think that's the right thing to do since I'm taking the fate anyway.
That I can, yeah. I mean, it's taking one more fate.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, it's taking one, so I clear my hubris. So when I take hubris, I don't take another fate.
Exactly.
Oh.
I mean, it's taking one. Yeah.
I'm gonna do that. I'll take one fate. I'll clear my marks.
So you're up
hubris.
to 10 fate now?
I'm up to
because you were
10 fate now.
Yeah. For those watching at home, you can take 24 fate before your hero's story is told. And we
good.
are
I got 14 left after the first island, maybe, or
maybe the first island is not done, my friend.
Maybe less. I don't know.
The pillar is always away.
Look, Adrastos, maybe he just doesn't really want to go home. Maybe he doesn't want to go home.
But here's the great thing: you won a great victory between your collective cunning and precision. Adrastos has scored a decisive blow against harpies, pinning one of them on the beach as she squawks, screeches, and tries to break herself free. And I think Hogne, being closest, can just sense the hatred that is beyond reason from this creature. She is a monster, yes. She is here to destroy, to kill, and take away the people there, yes. She also is deeply pained, and not just by Adrastos' spear. There's a horrible longing that she feels that can never be fulfilled, and the thing that's been the harm that she has suffered is tied to this island. They're not marauding here for no reason. There's the wail of agony that she bellows is not just in physical pain. Yeah. So, but nevertheless, there's 2 more causing all sorts of trouble.
So that's two damage to the harpies.
Yep. 2 of the pathos is felled.
Cool.
How
many do they have? I don't remember.
They have 5.
Okay.
So it is still a rough road.
It is
to defeat them.
I mean, if they want to keep fighting, well, that's up to them. Like,
right. They may fly home and lick their wounds, literally. And figuratively.
We're just going to keep on killing them. So, if they want to hang around for that, that's fine with me.
Being awesome. Let me think about the what they're doing right now. One of them, you have just sort of. One of them you have just insulted. You've upset with the shield. The shield smacked into them, and it enraged them, but did not cause them significant harm. One you damaged horrendously, and another one is carrying the leader of the people of this island away. Oh yeah. I think they do depart. In fact, I think they're happy to carry her off into the fog, into their perch above.
So this is a thing in the game. So, but between sequences of battle, there's a break, right? Where like you continue, you re-engage, you flee, you can make decisions. Presumably, if we wanted, we could contest their escape and be like, no. We capture them, we throw nets, we bring them back into the fight. Or we can be like, yeah, okay, whatever. They get away with the leader. So it's up to us whether we want to contest their escape or not and keep fighting them.
Why don't we take a break?
Yeah.
And then we can decide when we come back.
Sounds good.
Awesome. So we will all be back in a few minutes, and we'll find out what happens with these, with the harpies and our heroes.
Yeah. Stay tuned. Back in a bit.